Bitcoin, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our, last analysis when the price was here, we mentioned we're looking for buy. The reason is even right now we're looking for buy because as we can see based on 1 hour chart, if we show we have been within this correction and the price dropped. And now almost the price is at this low. Okay, now before that, we talk about the analysis. We're looking for, the trade. We're looking for this correction for sure. If we get one more drop, then we will have this correction for next move up. Can give us better confirmation. But even right now, we're looking at this. We want to see if this one turn to buy setup for us or not, because at that time the stop loss will be below this. In terms of the risk and reward, can give really good trade. Okay, but if we refer to my last video when the price was within this range, we mentioned if you want to look for buy, the option was the price move a bit, give a correction. But as we see, the price drop. But now we want to see whether this is the correction we're looking for. Okay, is as a flat in relative to this or not. And one more thing I need to highlight that in my last video, when the price was here, I mentioned there is one of the way to trade which is very aggressive to have entry above this. But I didn't call it as a trade setup. I just say I will leave it to the traders because it's very risky. But I mentioned if anyone wants to trade as what we expect the price tag and continue. But if I mentioned if the price is tagged within 1 or 2 hours is not moving, we take out the trade. Okay, when you see this one, you shouldn't be in trade. Anyone take, took this trade. That's why we didn't call it trade setup because I mentioned it's very risky. But anyone who wants to be aggressive, they can take it. Even based on 1 hour chart, we can see when the price tag almost 1, 2, 3, 4 hours or 3 to 4 hours they had a time. Okay, and even right now if any reversal, if they want to take out the trade, if they are in the trade they can. Okay, now we want to see what's the next, because we mentioned we will be very interested if we get, and we are more interested to look for buy because we want to see whether because the price is almost at the lowest based on the correction. Now we're looking at this. Okay, first of all we move to higher time frame. We want to see how we're looking at this chart. Okay, the thing is we want to put this one in relative to each other for next move up, similar to 88. Okay, and the reason is, as we can see here, the way it's moving is not really sharp. At least we can expect one pullback, even if the price doesn't break this top. Now we want to see whether we can get buy setup or not. If I move to forward chart, okay, first of all, based on forward chart, as we can see, if we put this one to each other in relative, based on MACD, okay, we see we had a divergence, and based on this one as well. Okay, now the thing is we have this correction, and if we can expect we get one more correction. If we get this, the next, we can expect the price to drop one more, then from there we can get really good confirmation for the reversal. But how about if the price reverse from here, as we can see when we have a divergence? Okay, that's why any buy within this range we take it. If it is not moving, we try to manage it. Okay, because I mentioned for the second possibility for one more drop. But by the way, any buy still we take it. May this divergence show this is the end of this correction? No. We move to 1 hour chart. Okay, right now we don't have any trade set up. The only things, the way we can look for, this one is if we consider this one, if this is a correction as a flat. Okay, if this one become deeper, then easily we can have an entry, look for entry within this range, even based on lower time frame, and the sub loss will be here. Okay, that's meaning in terms of the risk and reward can give us good trade. And how about if the price reverse from here, whether we can get any trade setup within this range or not, we need to see. And the only way, if we consider this one is a correction, having entry above the stop with the stop loss below this. Okay, because uh still we can look for trade, because even we get the trade from here, this is our stop loss, and if we put the profit here, at least it can give us 1 to 1. All right, and what we want the price to break and continue. All right, now as I mentioned, if we want to look for trade setup, the best things is if we get any short move like based on, or whether based on 1 hour or lower time frame. But the only times we can look for that if the price drop a bit more. All right, as long as the price is haven't broke this low, we can consider this one as a flat in relative to this. But if the price continue and break this one, then we don't need to look for that. Then we can consider this one is done. And after the breakout, any reversal, we can look for buy. But right now we're talking if the price reverse from here. Okay. And if the price reverse from here, we see based on lower time frame whether we can get trade setup. I think the only option will be having trade above this. That means the entry will be okay. Now, if we want to trade, the only way is to have entry above the stop with the stop loss below this. Okay, again, this one is really aggressive. What we want, we want to price tag and continue with tag. We see it's not moving within 1 or 2 hours. We don't stay with the trade because this one can turn to a corrective. Because as I've explained based on forward chart, maybe we get this one for 1 month drop. All right, and how about if we move to 15 minute? All right, now we're looking at this. How about if the based on 15 minutes you see a sharp move flag? Then we will see whether we can consider as a trade setup or not because it's very based on 15 minutes. Okay. The best thing is if we get any trade based on 1 hour chart. By the way, we just follow the chart, and if we see if I see any update or changes or trade setup, I will share. The only thing is we're looking for this again. If we get any trade setup with the stop loss below this, in terms of the risk and reward, can give us really good trade. Thanks.